Your identity is the compass guiding your life. It influences every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you achieve. It is not merely about how others perceive you, it's about how you see yourself. This inner perception forms the foundation of your thoughts, behaviors, and ultimately your destiny. Most people believe that identity is something static, something they were born with or molded into by past experiences, upbringing, or society. They think of it as a label stamped on them, unchangeable and absolute. But that belief couldn't be further from the truth. Your identity is fluid. It's not a fact, but a story. And the beauty of a story is that it can be rewritten. The challenge is that most of us don't even realize we're carrying an outdated script. We become so accustomed to telling ourselves the same narrative that it begins to feel like reality. I'm not good at numbers, I've never been athletic, or I'm just not the kind of person who takes risks. These are not truths. They are stories we've told ourselves repeatedly until they've solidified into our self-concept. What's fascinating is how deeply this identity affects every aspect of our lives. If you identify as someone who is always struggling financially, you will subconsciously make decisions that perpetuate that reality. You might avoid opportunities that could lead to abundance because deep down you believe that wealth isn't meant for you. On the other hand, someone who identifies as a successful entrepreneur will approach challenges differently. They'll take calculated risks, invest in their growth, and persist in the face of obstacles. The identity creates the behavior, and the behavior creates the results. The process works both ways. Just as a limiting identity can hold you back, a powerful, expansive identity can propel you forward. Imagine for a moment that you shift your internal narrative. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who is just getting by, you begin to see yourself as someone who thrives under pressure, who creates opportunities, and who deserves success. How would that change your approach to daily life? You would likely feel a surge of confidence, take bolder actions, and attract different outcomes. The most empowering realization is this: you have the ability to choose your identity. It is not handed to you by fate. It is crafted by your beliefs. And while it may feel daunting to change something so deeply ingrained, the shift begins with awareness. Start by examining the beliefs that have shaped your current identity. Ask yourself, is this true? Or is it just something I've accepted because it feels familiar? Often, you'll find that the limitations you've placed on yourself are rooted in fear, past failures, or external expectations. When you recognize these patterns, you gain the power to break free from them. Shifting your identity is not about ignoring the past, it's about reframing it. It's about taking the lessons from your experiences and using them as fuel to create a new, more aligned version of yourself. The key lies in understanding that your identity is not what you've been, it's who you choose to become. Beliefs are the foundation upon which your identity is built. They are the silent architects of your actions and the results you see in your life. However, the critical thing to understand about beliefs is that they are not fixed truths, they are perceptions, interpretations, and stories that we have internalized over time. These beliefs can either empower us to reach new heights or confine us within the walls of limitation. Think about this. Every single belief you hold was adopted at some point in your life, often unconsciously. It could have been shaped by an offhand comment from a teacher, a childhood experience, or a repeated message from society. Over time, these moments coalesce into a framework of beliefs that dictate how you see yourself and the world around you. For example, if you were told as a child that you're not creative, you might carry that belief into adulthood, avoiding activities or opportunities that challenge it. But was that statement true? Or was it merely someone else's opinion that you accepted as fact? The truth is, beliefs are like lenses through which we view reality. They color our perception and determine what we see or fail to see. If you believe that the world is full of opportunities, you'll naturally seek them out and recognize them when they appear. But if you believe that success is only for a select few, you'll overlook or even sabotage the chances that come your way. These beliefs act as self-fulfilling prophecies, creating a cycle that reinforces your identity. The good news is that beliefs can be changed. Just as they were formed through repeated thoughts and experiences, they can be transformed through conscious effort and new evidence. The process begins with awareness. Take a moment to identify the beliefs that define your current identity. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself? About my abilities? About what I deserve? Be honest and don't judge the answers. Simply observe them. Once you've identified these beliefs, challenge them. Question their validity. Where did this belief come from? Is it universally true, or is it based on a limited perspective? Often you'll find that the beliefs holding you back are rooted in fear or outdated narratives. By questioning them, you begin to loosen their grip. Next, replace these limiting beliefs with empowering ones. This isn't about blind optimism. It's about choosing beliefs that align with the person you want to become. For instance, instead of saying, I'm not good at public speaking, shift to, I'm learning to become a confident speaker. Notice the difference. One statement shuts the door on growth, while the other opens it. Changing beliefs takes practice and persistence. Your brain is wired to seek consistency, so you'll resist new ideas at first. That's why it's crucial to reinforce your new beliefs through action and evidence. Each time you take a step that aligns with your empowering belief, you weaken the old one and strengthen the new. Over time, this process rewires your identity, aligning it with the life you truly desire. Change is often sparked by two powerful forces, pain and pleasure. These are the motivators that drive nearly every decision we make, consciously or unconsciously. Pain pushes us away from things that cause discomfort, suffering, or fear, while pleasure pulls us toward experiences that bring joy, fulfillment, and satisfaction. Understanding and mastering these forces is key to transforming your identity because they have the ability to rewire the way you think and act. Most people remain stuck in their current patterns because they associate more pain with the idea of change than with staying the same. For example, someone may dream of being healthier, but the thought of exercising or giving up certain foods feels overwhelming and unpleasant. They link pain to the process of transformation and comfort to their existing habits, even if those habits are detrimental in the long term. This dynamic creates a mental block, making it difficult to break free from the cycle. To shift your identity, you must flip this equation. Begin by magnifying the pain of staying the same. Take a hard look at what your current identity is costing you. Imagine what your life will look like in 5, 10, or 20 years if nothing changes. Will you feel fulfilled? Will you have the relationships, career, or health you desire? Think about the missed opportunities, the regrets, and the toll it will take on your well-being. Make this vision vivid and visceral. Let it stir a sense of urgency within you. At the same time, amplify the pleasure of change. Visualize the life you want to create and the person you want to become. Picture yourself achieving your goals, feeling confident, energized, and proud of your journey. Imagine the freedom, joy, and sense of accomplishment that will come from aligning your actions with your values and aspirations. Let this vision excite you and pull you forward. The key is to make these emotions tangible. Pain and pleasure are most effective when they are deeply felt, not just intellectualized. It's not enough to think about what you want or don't want. You need to feel it in your body and heart. Emotions are the fuel that drives action. Once you've connected to these forces, use them as a compass to guide your choices. When faced with a decision, ask yourself, does this move me closer to the pleasure of my vision or keep me stuck in the pain of my current reality? This clarity will help you make decisions that align with the identity you're working to embody. The power of pain and pleasure lies in their ability to create leverage. When you feel more pain from remaining the same than from stepping into the unknown, change becomes not just desirable but inevitable. When you associate more pleasure with becoming the person you want to be than with clinging to old patterns, your actions will naturally follow suit. This shift in focus redefines what is possible for you and sets the foundation for lasting transformation. A compelling vision is the foundation for creating meaningful change and shifting your identity. It serves as both a roadmap and a source of inspiration, guiding you toward the person you aspire to become. Without a clear vision, change feels aimless and the process can become overwhelming. But when you create a vivid and inspiring image of your ideal future, it provides clarity, direction, and a powerful sense of purpose that fuels transformation. The process of building a compelling vision begins with imagination. You have to allow yourself to dream freely without limitations or doubts. Ask yourself, who do I want to become? What kind of life do I want to create? Let your answers flow without judgment or concern for practicality. The goal is to tap into your deepest desires and uncover the aspects of your life that truly matter to you. Once you've identified what you want, it's time to make the vision tangible. The more detailed and specific your vision, the more powerful it becomes. Don't just think in terms of broad goals like I want to be successful or I want to be happy. Define what success and happiness look like for you. What does your daily life involve? What kind of relationships do you have? How do you feel physically, emotionally, and mentally? Use all your senses to imagine this ideal version of yourself and your life. Picture the sights, sounds, and sensations that accompany your vision. Clarity is critical because your vision acts as your inner compass. When you know exactly what you're striving for, it's easier to recognize the opportunities and resources that align with your goals. It also becomes easier to make decisions that move you closer to your vision and to let go of distractions that lead you away from it. A compelling vision does more than provide direction. It creates emotional resonance. It taps into your deepest values and desires, igniting a sense of passion and excitement. This emotional connection is vital because it gives you the strength to persevere through challenges and setbacks. When the path to change becomes difficult, as it often does, your vision serves as a reminder of why you started and what you stand to gain. Your vision should also include the identity you're cultivating. Think about the qualities, habits, and mindset of the person who has achieved the life you envision. How do they approach challenges? What values guide their decisions? By defining these traits, you can begin to embody them even before the external results appear. This alignment between your actions and your vision reinforces your new identity and accelerates the process of change. It's important to revisit and refine your vision regularly. As you grow and evolve, your goals and priorities may shift. Taking time to reflect on your progress and adjust your vision ensures that it remains relevant and inspiring. Your vision is a living entity, a reflection of your evolving potential and purpose. It reminds you that you're not just reacting to life, but actively creating it. The process of shifting your identity isn't complete without consistent action. It's not enough to dream about the person you want to become. You have to live as if you are already that person. Action bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It reinforces the new identity you're creating and proves to yourself that transformation is possible. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. When you start taking action, it might feel unfamiliar or uncomfortable. That's because you're stepping outside the patterns and habits that have the previous identity. This discomfort is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's evidence that you're growing. The key is to act in alignment with your vision and the identity you want to embody, even if it feels challenging at first. Over time, these new actions become second nature, creating habits that reflect your new sense of self. Consistency is critical in this process. Taking one bold step can be empowering, but it's the repeated steps day after day that create lasting change. Think about the qualities of the identity you're stepping into. If your goal is to become someone who is disciplined, focus on the small daily actions that demonstrate discipline. These might include sticking to a morning routine, following through on commitments, or dedicating time to learning and growth. Each of these actions sends a message to your brain that you are, in fact, a disciplined person. It's also important to celebrate your progress along the way. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. Acknowledging your wins, no matter how minor they seem, builds momentum. Each time you recognize your effort and growth, you strengthen your belief in your ability to change. This belief becomes the foundation for taking even bigger steps in the future. As you take consistent action, you might encounter moments where your old identity tries to pull you back. This is natural. Your brain is wired to seek familiarity, and stepping into a new identity challenges that instinct. In these moments, remind yourself of your vision and the reasons you've committed to this change. Take one more step, even if it's a small one, to reaffirm your direction. It's also valuable to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Instead of being fixated solely on achieving a specific result, pay attention to the habits and behaviors that define your journey. For example, if your vision involves becoming a healthier person, focus on consistently making choices that align with that goal, like exercising regularly and eating well rather than obsessing over a number on the scale. This process-oriented approach builds resilience and helps you maintain progress, even when results take time to appear. Transformation through action is a self-reinforcing cycle. The more you act in alignment with your new identity, the more you believe in it, and the more natural those actions become. This momentum creates a ripple effect, influencing other areas of your life and strengthening your overall sense of purpose and direction. Each step, no matter how small, carries you closer to becoming the person you know you're capable of being. The environment you surround yourself with plays a crucial role in shaping your identity. While your internal beliefs and actions are the core drivers of change, the people, spaces, and influences in your life can either support your transformation or hinder it. Humans are deeply social creatures, and our sense of self is often reinforced by the feedback we receive from others. This is why the power of community is essential when you are shifting your identity. When you spend time with people who align with the identity you are striving for, their energy and mindset become contagious. If you want to become more disciplined, surround yourself with individuals who demonstrate discipline in their own lives. If you aspire to be more confident, connect with people who radiate self-assurance. These individuals serve as both role models and mirrors, reflecting back the qualities you're working to develop. Their presence creates an environment that normalizes the behaviors and attitudes you want to adopt, making it easier for you to integrate them into your own life. On the other hand, if your environment is filled with people or influences that reinforce your old identity, change becomes significantly harder. It's not impossible, but it's like trying to climb a mountain with a heavy load on your back. Negative influences, whether they come from people who doubt your potential, environments that promote unhealthy habits, or media that feeds limiting beliefs, can hold you back. They create resistance, making it harder for you to break free from old patterns. This is why it's so important to be intentional about the company you keep and the influences you allow into your life. Start by identifying the people who uplift and inspire you. These are the individuals who encourage your growth, celebrate your progress, and challenge you to reach higher. Spend more time with them and actively seek out opportunities to engage with communities that align with your vision. This could mean joining a professional network, attending workshops, or finding a mentor who embodies the qualities you aspire to develop. Beyond people, consider how your physical environment and daily habits support your transformation. Your surroundings should reflect the identity you're stepping into. If your goal is to become more focused and productive, create a workspace that minimizes distractions and inspires creativity. If you want to cultivate a healthier lifestyle, stock your home with nourishing foods and set up a space for exercise. Every aspect of your environment can be a subtle but powerful cue that reinforces your new identity. The beauty of leveraging community and environment is that they amplify your efforts. While the inner work of shifting your identity is deeply personal, external support provides a framework that makes the process more sustainable. It creates a feedback loop where your actions influence your environment and your environment, in turn, supports your actions. This synergy accelerates your progress and helps you stay on track when challenges arise. By surrounding yourself with the right people and creating an environment that aligns with your vision, you set the stage for lasting transformation. You're no longer walking this journey alone. You're part of a network of support that empowers you to grow into the best version of yourself.